All right, so get this. We're diving deep into Strongsville, Ohio today, and our main source. A company spotlight from All-Star Power Cleaning, a local pressure washing business.
Interesting.
You might be thinking pressure washing? What's that got to do with a whole city?
Yeah.
But trust me, this is going to be way more interesting than you think.
It really is remarkable how a business so ingrained in the community can offer such a unique perspective. They're seeing every nook and cranny of these homes and businesses.
Yeah, they're not just cleaning grime. They're witnessing the city's evolution firsthand.
Exactly.
And that's where things get interesting right off the bat. Strongsville is nicknamed the crossroads of the nation. That immediately caught my attention. What's the story behind that?
Well, geographically, Strongsville sits at the intersection of several major highways, which, makes it easily accessible from all directions.
Right.
But there's a deeper layer to this crossroads idea. It's not just about physical location.
Oh,
It's about a convergence of lifestyles and ideas and opportunities.
okay. I'm intrigued. So we've got this crossroads concept, but what about the people who actually live there? What's the Strongsville experience like?
One thing that jumps out is the emphasis on family. The source highlights top-rated schools, which is always a big draw for families.
Sure.
But it goes beyond just good schools.
Oh, gosh.
They talk about these safe, well-maintained neighborhoods, and each one seems to have its own distinct personality. Take Deerfield Woods, for instance.
Okay.
You might be surprised to learn that this neighborhood has a fascinating history tied to the early settlers of the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not just your typical cookie-cutter suburb.
Not at all. Then you have Huntington Park, which is known for its incredibly tight-knit community. They have these annual block parties that bring everyone together. It's like stepping back in time to a simpler, more connected way of life.
That sounds charming. And for families who love the outdoors, what does Strongsville offer?
The source specifically mentions the Strongsville Recreation Center and the Metroparks Millstream Run Reservation. It sounds like there are endless opportunities for hiking and biking and just enjoying nature.
Right.
And then you have Strongsville Commons, which hosts a ton of community events, food trucks, live music, you name it.
It does sound like a pretty happening place. Not what I expected from a pressure washing company's perspective.
Right.
And speaking of surprises, is there anything in there about Strongsville's economy?
Actually, yes. The source highlights Strongsville's booming industrial sector. They mention Fultz Parkway, which is a major hub for businesses in logistics, automotive, and even technology.
Wow.
A lot of people don't realize that a company called Insert Name of Company, a leader in sustainable packaging solutions, is based right here in Strongsville.
That's impressive. So it's not just a bedroom community. It's got its own economic engine driving it forward.
Exactly.
But all those businesses and homes need infrastructure to support them, right? Does the source say anything about that?
They specifically highlight the well-maintained roads, mentioning Prospect Albion and a bunch of others. It's clear that Strongsville has invested in its infrastructure, which makes for smooth commutes and easy access to everything the city offers. They actually point to this as evidence of smart city planning.
Okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Strong schools, safe neighborhoods, a diverse economy, good infrastructure. It's like Strongsville's checking off all the boxes.
It does seem like they've got a lot going for them.
What really struck me, though, is this whole idea of Strongsville having a distinct character. They have a mix of housing options, from classic colonials to modern new builds, cozy ranches to those sprawling luxury estates.
Yeah, that diversity of housing options speaks volumes about the range of lifestyles that Strongsville accommodates.
I'm curious to learn more about All-Star Power Cleaning and how their work reflects the unique character of this city. It's not just about blasting away dirt. It's about maintaining the visual appeal of a community that clearly takes pride in its appearance.
Absolutely, and their client stories provide a fascinating glimpse into the lives of the people who call Strongsville home.
It's really interesting how, even though our source is a pressure washing company, they're giving us insights into so much more than just, clean sidewalks and sparkling houses.
Yeah, it's because they're embedded in the community.
Right.
They're not just observing the physical environment, they're interacting with the people who make Strongsville what it is.
Exactly. And that brings me to a couple of stories they shared about their clients. Remember Melanie on Deer Path Drive?
Uh-huh.
They mentioned that she's a local artist who uses her garage as a studio. They even helped her clean and seal her driveway so it could double as an outdoor exhibition space during the summer.
Oh, wow. That's a perfect example of how a seemingly simple service can have a ripple effect by helping Melanie create a more functional and inviting space.
Oh.
They're indirectly supporting the local art scene.
And then there's Chuck on Eagle's Nest Circle. He's apparently a retired engineer who meticulously maintains his home all-star. Helps him with everything from roof cleaning to gutter maintenance. They even mentioned that he has this incredible garden that he opens to the public once a year for a charity fundraiser.
It sounds like Chuck embodies that sense of community pride that we've been talking about, and by helping him keep his property in tip-top shape, All-Star is playing a role in preserving that sense of community.
It's really making me rethink the whole concept of a pressure washing business. They're not just cleaning surfaces, they're contributing to the fabric of this city in a way that I never would have imagined. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about safety. Does the source delve into that aspect of Strongsville?
They do mention the dedication of the Strongsville Police Department and the Strongsville Fire and Emergency Services Department.
Okay.
And it's not just a passing mention. They highlight specific examples of their commitment to the community.
Like what?
Well, they talk about how the police department has implemented these community outreach programs that focus on crime prevention and building trust between residents and law enforcement.
Yeah.
And the fire department is actively involved in fire safety education, visiting schools, and organizing community events.
That's a far cry from the image of police officers just handing out speeding tickets and firefighters waiting around for a fire to break out. They're actively engaged in making Strongsville a safer and more informed community.
Precisely. It's about going beyond the call of duty to create a sense of security and well-being. And that seems to be a recurring theme in Strongsville, this commitment to going above and beyond.
It really does. So we've covered safety, but I'm also curious about the city's layout. We know there's a mix of housing styles, but does the source give any insights into the different neighborhoods?
They mention a wide range, actually. It's got Waterford Crossing, which is known for its beautiful waterfront properties and its active boating community.
Waterfront properties in Strongsville. I had no idea.
It's definitely a hidden gem within a hidden gem. Then you have Echo Lake, which is popular with young families due to its excellent schools and abundance of parks and playgrounds.
It sounds like a parent's dream come true.
And let's not forget about High Point, which has more of a luxurious vibe. Large lots, custom-built homes, and that sense of exclusivity. And then there's Westwood Farms, which offers a more rural setting. Imagine rolling hills, horse farms, and that peaceful country atmosphere, all within the city limits of Strongsville.
It's amazing how diverse the neighborhoods are, each catering to different tastes and lifestyles.
It's like they've created a city where everyone can find their perfect niche.
Okay, so we've got safe streets, a variety of neighborhoods, and a strong sense of community. But what about the overall aesthetic after all this whole deep dive began with the pressure washing company? How does their work contribute to the look and feel of Strongsville?
Well, they emphasize the importance of a clean image, not just for individual homes and businesses, but for the city as a whole. They talk about how pressure washing can remove years of grime and dirt, revealing the true beauty of a building's facade.
And it's not just about making things look pretty, is it?
Not at all. They talk about how regular cleaning can actually extend the lifespan of surfaces, preventing damage and deterioration. So it's an investment in the long-term well-being of the community's infrastructure.
It's like they're saying, we don't just clean, we preserve. And that seems to tie in perfectly with Strongsville's commitment to maintaining its unique character. They're not just embracing the new, they're respecting the old and finding ways to blend the two seamlessly.
It's that balance that makes Strongsville so intriguing. They're not afraid to embrace progress, but they're also mindful of their roots.
And all-star power cleaning, in their own way, is helping to maintain that balance. They're not just removing dirt, they're revealing the hidden beauty of a city that's constantly evolving while staying true to its core values.
It's like they're peeling back the layers to reveal the true essence of Strongsville.
And they're doing it one clean surface at a time. You know, this deep dive has really opened my eyes to the unexpected ways that a seemingly mundane business can provide such a profound perspective on a city.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most fascinating insights come from the most unlikely sources.
Absolutely. But let's not forget the big question, is Strongsville truly a hidden gem? What are your thoughts?
Based on everything we've uncovered, I'd say it's making a pretty compelling case. They've got the strong schools, the safe neighborhoods, the diverse economy, and that commitment to community and aesthetics.
And let's not forget that Crossroads of the Nation nickname suggests a city that's not just geographically well-positioned, but also at the forefront of something special.
It's like they've found a way to blend the best of both worlds, the charm and intimacy of a small town with the opportunities and amenities of a larger city.
And they've managed to do it while maintaining a unique character that sets them apart from the typical suburban sprawl.
It's like they've cracked the code for creating a community that's both desirable and sustainable.
It's definitely making me want to explore Strongsville for myself and see if it lives up to the hype.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
But before we send our listeners off on their own Strongsville adventures, there's one final aspect we need to touch upon: the dedication of the city's public servants.
Ah, yes. The unsung heroes who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth functioning of the community.
The source briefly mentions them, but I think it's worth digging a little deeper. I'm talking about the city council members, the public works employees, the librarians, the parks and recreation staff, all those individuals who dedicate their careers to serving the residents of Strongsville.
It's easy to overlook their contributions, but they're the backbone of any thriving community. They're the ones who keep the streets clean and safe, the parks beautiful, the libraries stocked with knowledge, and the city services running smoothly.
And in a city like Strongsville, which seems so focused on maintaining a high quality of life, I imagine their role is even more crucial.
Absolutely. Their efforts contribute to that sense of community pride that we've been talking about. They're not just doing their jobs, they're taking ownership of their roles and investing in the well-being of their city.
It's like they're all part of a larger team working together to make Strongsville the best it can be.
And that's what makes a community truly special, that shared sense of purpose and that willingness to go above and beyond for the collective good.
It's inspiring, really. So, dear listener, as we wrap up this deep dive into Strongsville, we urge you to remember those unsung heroes who contribute to the city's success. They may not have flashy websites or catchy slogans, but their work is the foundation upon which a thriving community is built.
It's a reminder that true community spirit isn't just about celebrating the achievements of individuals. It's about recognizing the collective effort that goes into creating a place where people can live, work, and thrive.
And with that, we come to the end of our Strongsville adventure. But the exploration doesn't have to stop here.
We encourage you to take what you've learned, do your own research, and perhaps even plan a visit to this potential hidden gem in Ohio's landscape.
Who knows? You might just discover your next favorite destination, or the very least gain a newfound appreciation for the unexpected ways that a pressure washing company can shed light on the complexities of a thriving community.
Until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering the hidden gems that surround us.
You know, it's amazing how we started with a simple pressure washing company, and we ended up uncovering all these layers of Strongsville.
I know, right?
It really does feel like a hidden gem, a place that's quietly thriving while staying true to its roots.
What stands out to me is this balance they've struck.
Yeah.
They're not just clinging to the past, they're embracing progress, but they're doing it in a way that feels thoughtful and intentional.
Exactly, and that's where the Crossroads of the Nation nickname takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just about geography.
Right.
It's about a community that's at the intersection of tradition and innovation, family values, and economic opportunity.
It's like they've found a formula for success that's both sustainable and authentic. They're not trying to be the next Silicon Valley or the next big city. They're comfortable being Strongsville, and that confidence is what makes them so appealing.
I think that's what makes this deep dive so compelling. It's not just about learning facts and figures. It's about understanding what makes a community tick, what gives it that special spark.
And sometimes that spark comes from the most unexpected places. Who had thought that a pressure washing company could provide such a rich and nuanced perspective on a city?
Right. It's a reminder that we should never underestimate the power of local businesses to shape the character of a community. They're not just providing services, they're investing in the well-being of their city and contributing to its unique identity.
Absolutely. And in a world that's increasingly dominated by large corporations and global trends, it's refreshing to see a place like Strongsville that's holding on to its individuality and embracing its local roots.
So, dear listener, as we wrap up this deep dive, we encourage you to think about your own community. What are the hidden gems that make it special?
Yeah.
What are the local businesses that contribute to its character? What are the stories that are waiting to be uncovered?
Because sometimes the most fascinating discoveries are right in our own backyards. All we have to do is take the time to look a little closer, dig a little deeper, and listen to the stories that are being whispered all around us.
And who knows, maybe you'll find that your community is a hidden gem just waiting to be discovered. Until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep uncovering the hidden gems that surround us.